Welcome to my channel.
Hello everyone, we're here today. This is Little Lamb Bible Stories. We're here with some other new lovely stories, not new, lovely stories that you probably know about but you've forgotten. My name is Namaka and welcome. So if you're seeing my face for the first time, this is Little Lamb Bible Stories. This is where we'll share God's stories and with God's love, one story at a time. So today we're going to be talking about the very beginning, the story of Adam and Eve and how they were sent out from the Garden of Eden. Backstory: Adam was the first man created, and then God created Eve from Adam's rib. We all know the story. But what happened? Well, they were living in this beautiful garden that God designed. We've got all of the trees, the fruits, we've got all the animals, the lion. They were neighbors to the giants, anaconda. They've got the lion, they've got a tiger. Everybody was just, they've got different kind of animals, all the flowers, all the birds, all the, everything was fine, beautiful, pretty. Everything was looking all well and good. And God placed these two people in this beautiful place called the Garden of Eden. So Adam and Eve, they came, and Adam came and Eve was brought, and Adam was like, oh my God, this is the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And Adam was already like, woo, Adam has this fine girl. I was like, oh my God, this fine girl, I beg, I know they go anywhere anyway. So Adam and Eve stayed in this garden. They've got a lot of trees, some of them were made with fruits, a lot of, things to eat and live well. And God was always coming down in the evening to come and have a chat with. So imagine God coming down and having a chat with somebody. I can imagine God coming down and having a chat with me like face to face. I beg. Anyways, I digress. So God was always coming down to have this chat with them in the evening and all that. And in the whole fruit, so that the garden was all beautiful, plenty food, a lot of things, nice water. You can see the lake, the stream, just everything was all, working okay and looking really well, lovely, nice. So imagine that nice, when you go on that holiday and you see everything, so that nice place. So imagine two people living in that nice place, morning and evening. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but among all the trees and all the beauties in the place and all the beauty things in the place and all the niceness, God told them about a particular tree. I don't know the name of a tree. So God told them that, okay, I've given you everything. There's so many things in this in this place, but this particular tree at this corner, whatever the name is, please do not eat out of it. And the very day you will eat out of it, that's the day you'll be dead. And God said that like in words. And then God told Adam, I'm still trying to see, did God tell Eve? But I think it was Adam God told, and Adam was to relay the information to Eve as per. Adam was the head, was the first one that came in there, he was all right. And then Eve, okay, all right, we're here, we're both, working here together, living here together, okay. And Adam told Eve, I'm sure Eve was aware of it. And I told you, like in this garden, you got the lion, the elephant, the snakes, everything. They were all living together, speaking. I'm sure those days animals were able to speak and were able to listen and hear the words they were speaking. So Adam and Eve definitely were able to. They speak to the lion. So imagine you go to this zoo and you see, tiger. You're like, tiger, come here, and the tiger says, hey, madam, what's up? Anyways, that's not what happened. Anyway, so Adam and Eve were able to speak to they were able to communicate with the animals, whichever way it was. So, and they've told them about this particular tree that they should not touch it. That the very day they eat it, they're gonna die. And you will expect that, okay, all right, with all these things in there, this particular one, come on, why not leave it and move on? And then one day, I don't know where Adam had gone to. He's going to probably do or whatever, or sleeping or do whatever men do. And then Eve was there, enjoying the tree, seeing the night, probably, trying to think of what crochet she's gonna make, what soup she's gonna cook, thinking of the nice things she's gonna do, or maybe what kind of dress she's gonna make from all these plants. And then the snake came in. Well, the snake with the slippery whatever. So the snake came in and said, oh, hi, Eve. Hey, mama, you're fine. Says you're fine, finish. Yeah, not only you, nothing past you, nothing. And of course, she was the snake was, and snakes must have held Eve, made her feel like, I'm sure the fruit was not the first thing, but it made her feel like, oh, she was so special and it was making her feel so cool and so like a fine girl and all that she is or was at that time, and said, Eve, do you know, I know you like this. I'm sure you'll be like, I know you like this place. And he will be like, oh my gosh, it's such a nice place. And then he said, that tree there, and then you guys are all, and you'll be like, before he goes to the tree, you'll be like, and you guys are enjoying all the beauties, the fruits, the food, and he will be like, oh my gosh, it's such, everything is just in surplus. We're like, we just touch and eat and do, it's just, God is just great. And the snake said, but that particular tree, who told you that if you eat it, you're going to die? You know how people come in and then they know what is wrong and they still push it to you and make you like tempted to see if you're going to fall or do something. And he was like, no, please. The Lord said, God said we should not eat that fruit. And that the very day we eat it, we're going to die. Meaning that she knew about the information, about the instruction not to touch that fruit. I'm sure God was just trying to test their obedience to be sure that I've given you everything, and if I tell you not to do something, are you going to be able to stay away from what I tell you not to stay away from? Maybe trying to test them and all that. So along the line, then the serpent said, who said, like, who told you that if you eat it, you're going to die? You ain't going to die. You're not dying nothing. Like that fruit, if you eat it, you're going to be very wise like God. God doesn't want you to be wise. That is why he made sure that he wants you not to eat it. The very day you're going to eat that very fruit, you'll be as wise. You'll be very, very wise. Your eyes will open. Your brains will open. You will see mighty things. Your intellect will grow wide. You will be very, very, you'll be a wise lady. And Madame was like, I like to be a wise person. I would like to have that much knowledge. I like to be able to, know as much as God knows. Why not? And then Madame went, and then probably say maybe the serpent knows so well. So the person will be like, okay, so go grab it. Why not just go grab it? Just grab one, and it's so sweet. The serpent might even be like, look, I've had it one time, and it's so, and I'm not dead. Like I've eaten it, and I'm still alive. So that means they're not going to die. Nothing. And he will be like, oh, did you eat it? And that will probably be like, yeah, I did. Anyways, Eve went and grabbed one and ate. But she didn't die. She didn't die. Whatever was going to happen didn't happen immediately. She didn't die. And then I'm sure she would have probably went after eating and realized that, okay, oh my God, maybe now I think I feel, and there's a way you feel like, oh, I think I feel much better. I think I'm beginning to feel something. They will be like, yeah, you're feeling it. Do you know what? When your husband comes back home, give him a little bit of it, let him taste it too, and then you guys are going to be wise together. Your eyes are going to open together. You're going to see mighty things. You're going to know so much. And Madame forgot or ignored the very instruction she was given in that very place. And she grabbed one and kept for Adam. And when Adam showed up from whatever he's gone to, or whatever he was doing, Madame came and told Adam, the serpent said that if we eat that fruit, we will not die. And at that split second, Adam forgot who made him, who put him in where he is, who comes down every day to discuss with him. He decided to listen to the serpent, to the wife, because he said the serpent said. The wife didn't say God said, the serpent said, and the instruction was given to Adam by God, not from the serpent. So why would the serpent now come around and give you another instruction and you're going to follow it? Anyways, Madame came with all the conny that women have and then handed over the apple or the fruit or whatever it is to Adam. And Adam, I would have expected that Adam, as the head of the home, as the person who was given the instruction, would have said, you know what, no, let's not do that. Let's not. Why did you eat it? I told you not to touch that food. Okay, you know what? You've eaten it. Let's call God and see if there's a remedy, because you've eaten it, but I'm sure Adam will be like, but you didn't die. And Madame would have said, if you eat, you're going to be wiser than, you're going to be wise, your eyes are going to open. The same lies the devil sold her, the same lies the serpent sold her, and she would have sold it to her husband. But the husband ignored the same instructions he was given, ignored the same thing that he was told not to do, and he ate the apple. And yes, they did not die physically, but something happened. Their eyes were open quite well, quite all right. But what they were seeing was they realized that they were all naked. So it means that all this while, the glory of the Lord had covered them and they didn't know they were naked. And when they ate the food, they have disobeyed, and that disobedience has caused the glory of the Lord to shift a little bit. God is so merciful, He forgives us. And then their eyes were open, and then they saw that they were naked. I would have thought that they probably would call the serpent and be like, serpent, but why did you tell us? And of course, the slippery serpent with all the lies in him had probably gone off to go and be like, you know what, you must be joking. They told you not to eat something, yeah, and I told you to eat and you eat it. Like, you don't even have, your brain is not even calculating where you don't. Something we need to rewire your brain. Anyway, so they ate it, and then their eyes were open and they saw they were naked, and then they grabbed leaves and tried to cover themselves. And then in the evening, God came as usual, his normal coming out to just have a chat with them and have a discussion. I wonder if God really shows his face. I don't know how, but I would have wished that. I would have loved to see the face of the Lord. Well, maybe whenever. Anyway, so the Lord came as usual, and then he saw that maybe usually when he comes in, and maybe there's a sound he makes, or there's this glow that comes in, and Adam will know, and the people will know that God is there. So God didn't see them around. God knows where they were, but God didn't see them, do their usual. I'm sure God already knew they had committed something, but they didn't come to God the same way they used to come. That's what happens when you sin. Sin seems to put a barrier between you and God. Anyways, so God was like, oh, Adami, whatever he calls Adam, and then Eva, what's up, where are you guys? And then finally they showed up, and the God was like, but I've been calling you, where are you guys? Like, what's going on? And they said, oh, we're sorry, we ate the fruits you told us not to eat, and now we're naked. And Lord said, who told you you were naked? And why did you eat the fruit? And then Adam turned and said, the woman you gave me. I'm sure that was the last day God decided to give. God stopped giving women. God said, you know what, choose, so that tomorrow anything happens, you're not going to say I gave you. Said, the woman you gave me, gave me the apple. And then I'm sure Madam will be like, no. The serpents you put in this community with us said I can eat it. And then God was very angry with them. But still, God is still a merciful God. Though he was angry with them, but he felt there's a repercussion. That means for when you commit a sin and you disobey instruction, there is always a repercussion for whatever you have done. So the repercussion was that God said, okay, you know what? Okay, I think you guys are tired of being in this nice place. Now you're gonna have to toil. So the woman was told that she will have to, cry enough before she gets the baby. I don't want to use the actual word. And then the man was told that he will have to toil the ground. He will have to suffer and toil the ground before he can eat. Anyways, and then they were sent off the Garden of Eden to the open ground for them to, you know what, I think you're tired of having this place. No problem. Go out there, go and toil and make your food. But still, God didn't leave them. God was still with them. God still blessed them and helps them while they were outside. All right, so moral of the story is, please, when you got an instruction from the Lord, do not disobey. Even if it looks like disobedience will be juicy. Even if you think, oh, why not try it? When you have an instruction from the Lord, please ensure that you do not disobey. Disobedience there are repercussions for every disobedience. And like I said, I used to say, you might not be able to turn around. Some disobediences that by the time you do them, that is the end of it. All right, okay, so I pray that the Lord will help us to yield his words and then live an obedient life. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, thanks so much for watching. So I have other videos I've made. Please watch them. They're really nice and interesting. Add your comment, click the link, subscribe so that I can always come back to share more videos with us, refresh our minds and our memory with these videos, with this Bible, with these stories that we already know and probably will begin to forget, and then share with your friends and families, and then I will see you in my next video. So this is Little Lamb Bible Story, and then I'll see you next time. Bye.